Welcome to 1407 Great Mocking Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. Okay, we didn't have it last week because I got sick. I was sick of these books. The X is trash. But we'll get into that. I was actually sick, so I just couldn't get into it. But we got Sterling Silver. We got MJ. Like, I'm 1407. I think it was a really good week this week, guys. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Like even Wolverine wasn't terrible.
Wolverine was surprisingly good.
I don't typically like Deadpool. Like he gets exhausting. This one was fine. He wasn't too annoying. He was just
a nice little balance.
Yeah.
X-Men Red was so good.
It was ridiculously good. I'm like, this is the standard. This is, if you're not doing this, don't waste my time. I can't do this anymore.
I was a little mad because like I left the comic without any anything to fill my agenda, but it was a fantastic comic. Like I can't rate it lower than an 8, and it's like,
I just like, and then we got Marauders is slipping down into mediocre to me. And Legion of X to me has become like a Cy Spurrier wants to be Neil Gaiman so bad. But like this entire series is like it's an American Gods ripoff. Just everything with the worshipping and the gods. It's just like I'm getting major American Gods feels.
That's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, you would think that would be more of the Immortal X-Men book, if anything. Because they're technically, most of them are Omega level in that book. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them are there.
Or like three or four, whatever.
Storm, Xavier. No, sorry, not Xavier. Storm, Magneto.
No, Magneto's going.
No. I'm just saying. Well, no, he was there. I think he there like the first issue.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah.
Storm, Magneto, Exodus, I believe is one. Jean Grey.
She's not there anymore either.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hope. They used to be. Hope. Yeah, Hope is. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, like, Sync's better. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Sync is more powerful than she is.
Right.
Which one you guys want to go? Best or worst? Or you want to?
I think we should save the best for last. The best is obviously going to be X-Men Red. So let's. I say go with the trash. No, I'm kidding. Go with the book that I'm not reading, which is definitely Legion of X.
Legion of X is just trash. Like he blocked me on Twitter.
That seems to be a trend of yours. I would help you stop doing that.
I don't know why. Like Teenie Howard and Leah Williams still haven't blocked me. So I'm like, okay, but Vi Ella and Cy Spurrier have both blocked me.
What did you like? What brought it on? If you know.
Last week when I put on Twitter that Cy Spurrier wants to be Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
Hour later, I got blocked. I don't know.
And what happened with the Vida Ella?
I don't know.
Just no comment. Like, what the last thing you said?
New Mutants was the worst, is the lamest business transfer ever.
Okay, well that might do it.
It was lame.
That's fine. No, that's perfectly fine. You can voice your with our new overlord Elon Musk on Twitter. Like you can do that way more often than not. But they wholeheartedly can block you.
You can have free speech on Twitter, but not SpaceX. He just fired 7 people for speaking.
Yikes.
Because that's my business. Like we can't have people. Look, we're trying to go to Mars. Like we can't have.
Yeah.
But Legion of X, I don't know what's going on. Legion of X.
They I think they're self-aware that they haven't really found their footing yet, because like everyone going into Legion of X was expecting cops. We're expecting a cop show.
Yeah.
And in this issue, they even say, "You guys are terrible cops." So I think they've realized that they don't fully know we don't know exactly what this story is going to be. Like, are we getting like a forming of a mutant pantheon? Are we getting space cops? What the fuck are we getting? Like, are we getting a religion about sparks, or are we getting a religion about mutant gods? I don't know.
I thought it was weird because I thought the cop book was supposed to be X Factor because they were investigating, and now we
I
got
thought that too.
now we got this book. Okay, so like, are we gonna have another joint venture between X Factor and Legion of X?
I'm starting to think this is a limited series. It's going to go up to 5 issues.
I say bring back the Xavier Security Force. No, Xavier Security Enforcers.
Yeah, XSC.
Yes, bring that back.
With Shard. I'm all for it.
That would be the best way to bring her back.
I kind of agree with you. I don't know if it'll be limited, but depending on how the reaction to wherever this is going, that'll determine what the next, because like kind of like every like 10 issues we're getting a new name. Like first it was Way of X, now it's Legion of X. Next might be Deities of X. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you know what? That I could see that. I could totally see that. They brought in Banshee. That was cool.
Always love Banshee. Gotta give love to one of the original giant size X-Men.
Yeah.
One of the Iraqi mutants said something kind of, so it adds, I like that they're making not all Iraqians monolith. They kind of have different opinions, different cultures a little bit. Like all the culture seems kind of similar, but like for instance, this Iraqi, I can't remember her name, but like, she goes by like Weaponless.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She says about Banshee, what an appalling crybaby. What an appalling crybaby. He wasn't even crying. And then King Fisher tells Magneto, it's okay to cry. Go ahead and cry. It's okay. So I don't understand Iraqi culture. Is it that they're not monolith and some think it's okay to whine and cry and some think it's not? Like, I don't quite understand.
Sounds like toxic masculinity to me.
Well, I have no context with like was she like maybe make a joke at his power because his power is not crying, but it's also like it's obviously wailing.
That's funny.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah,
but no. He was just pouting. He was depressed. He went to the bar a little depressed and he was like kind of pouting. And she looked at him and saw like weakness, I guess, and said, what an appalling crybaby. But you're right, crybaby. That's funny.
We'll definitely get into that because I'm like, particularly when it comes to like the more context they give me for Korra, the more I'm like, you really don't make sense. Like I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. Like I don't really know what's going on. But that's for X-Men Red.
They did do something really cool with Beast, where he fought weaponless, and she took out his legs, and he was still whooping her ass. and then what everybody found out, like Cy Spurrier loves making pot shots to X-Men that he doesn't like. Mm-hmm. Like they body shamed him. It's like, well, he can lose a few pounds. Like, wow, you know what? This book is. I'm pirating this book from now on. I'm not. They don't deserve my money.
Yeah, it's Beast got owned.
But he was a monster though. That was cool. But just coming.
He had the advantage, several advantages. I've read the Art of War. He had several advantages in that moment, and he still fucking lost his legs and ultimately got in a stalemate. Like you're just like, you don't have a weapon. He lost his legs
though, but it was still a threat though. It didn't take him out of it. He was just using his arms. I'm like, wow. Imagine him like as a paraplegic. Like he was like, nothing changed.
The most important his lab is like top 3 most important places on Krakoa for information storage. So it's like you don't have a weapon, you don't have a defense. I don't know. You don't have a master Krakoan bodyguard, something. I don't know. Like it just felt like.
I guess again, like I didn't read it off, so I'm gonna keep saying.
Oh no, it's good.
But you would. No, I'm just saying for the 5 people that watch this. But what was I gonna say? But you would think that like maybe there should just be like an automatic like Krakoan like defense mechanism.
Should be
like at certain places.
But
Krakoa is aware of it all. He's just
true.
Krakoa probably watched her walk in, watched her fucking take out his legs, and it's just like, cool.
I'm pretty like since Warlock is on the island, I'm pretty sure Korra's like, well, you should do something. We're like, no, let's see where this goes. All right, so this dumpster fire is still burning. And
So one last thing before we move on, though, I
Sure.
do think the point of the story is we're getting deities. So, like for instance, Skin Changer. I don't know if that's the name, Skin Jack or whatever. The guy that's
yeah.
possessing people.
Yeah.
His powers have been upgraded. I think he's a deity now. I think based off the way they're they're explaining how
Empathize.
people, they're explaining how people are afraid of him and they're terrified of him. I think that's him trying to get people's faith. And so I think that mutant goddess is making her own pantheon. And I think Banshee is on her list. Legion is on her list. I think someone like Juggernaut might be on her list too. We could get Silver offered us a really cool suggestion. Forget Me Not. What if Forget Me Not became a god? That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, but like it's Cyberg, it's gonna get super weird, and by the last issue, we're gonna find like, wow, this was really dumb. Like it's gonna be like that part in Billy Madison where after Adam Sandler gives that whole deal, and then the person's like, we are dumber just for hearing this. Sit down and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yes, I awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. You could like a simple no would have sufficed.
Okay, moving on. Marauders.
Yeah,
It's losing its fanfare for me. Like
here we go.
Cassandra Nova is cool. I understand she has really cool powers, but like get to the point. Like I don't know. Like just that's all I gotta say about it. It's just like we know the Shi'ar is shady. We know the Shi'ar does dirty things, but get to the point.
I like this issue because one of the tropes I don't like is where they were making Alexandra into a bad person, not because she's a bad person, but because everyone around her is bad. It's like, no, girl, just be your own individual. I know you're like 12 years old, but just be the Empress, be your own person. In this issue, she was her own person. She betrayed the Red Guard or whatever and stood with the mutants, and I really enjoyed that. I do agree. I don't know if I need 12 issues for one story per comic. You know, can we have a 12 issues and then do like multiple stories in that 12 issue, not one long overarching thing? And I don't fully understand why people don't like the Iraqans, but the appeal to finding potentially surviving first generation Iraqans, that's gonna keep me for the entire 12 issues, just to hope that they're still alive, even though I know they're more likely dead and whatnot. So we're more likely not going to get any surviving first gen. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm here for the long run.
All right. We went from bad to mediocre to better.
Oh, we did get a mutant symbiote that's still alive. I wonder if that will. I don't really fully understand why it's a mutant. I guess it's a mutant because it can control blood. It's a symbiote that can control blood or bonded to blood instead of organics.
So it's Adam X.
Adam X Adam X just makes the blood go on fire, and then I was gonna say because there's Evangeline too, and she turns into like a dragon.
Cool. We haven't seen her in a while.
No, we have not. I know that she would have been great too, because like she would have been a great attorney for like Sabretooth, but no, we didn't have that.
Right.
She would have been something besides the Sabretooth basically being pro se, not having anybody.
And she would have been like, I really don't want to be here. And then when Emma comes in, she goes like, thank you, I'm out. But moving on.
Yes, moving on. I got nothing
Wolverine.
for 3 too. Oh, Wolverine, right. Great. Wolverine. I got nothing for 3.
Hey, it's getting better. It's really getting better. Like, it's like you're getting like a D+. It's like a D+ student, and then like, better.
So the basic plot of it was, so it seems like Danger had a child, and we don't know why she's separated from it, I guess. maybe the CIA stole her child. I don't really understand how it's her child and how it got separated from her.
I'm
It's
looking
a
at it
lot
now.
situation.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now on my phone. I'm like, okay. Why?
Yeah.
No, but this, like, Adam Kubert's art is always top notch. I always like Wolverine when he's doing crazy things in Vegas. Like, some of my favorite Wolverine stories are him, like, either being chased or chasing somebody in Las Vegas, and it works. Ben Percy, he's doing better. He's doing better. Can't hate on him. Especially the one where they showed Wolverine and chasing Blind Al and Maverick and Bella, and they're chasing the baby Danger through all those performances. And nobody's like, wait, what's going on?
And that sounds funny.
And plus Deadpool getting cut in half.
That was awesome. Yeah, those Deadpool, they were stuck in a jail cell, and so they cut Wolverine chopped Deadpool into a small enough piece that you could toss him through the through the bars.
Oh my god.
Right? That's funny.
Oh.
All in all, I like it. I like what they did with it. It's fun. Like, this may be my favorite Ben Percy arc. Like, he sucks doing Wolverine lore and team books, but him doing Wolverine by himself it works.
At least it sounds fun. I don't necessarily know if it's adding anything, but at least it sounds like a fun book.
Yeah,
well,
it's fun.
Dangerous Child seems important. It seems like every time Mutant Kind has involved themselves with Robot Kind, they've always wrecked the relationship and made things worse. But this could be a situation where we've actually earned another robotic friend. If we save a dangerous child, that could be huge. But more than likely, we're gonna end up just killing it, right?
You know who the father is? Because, like, I only have one idea that, well, it's either going to be one of two people. It's either going to be Warlock or Cypher, because of all different X Factor.
I'm gonna throw in my. It's either, it could also be Forge or Madison Jeffries.
Madison Jeffries, that's one.
You can see him doing something like that. Like,
no, I think he did have her. I think Madison Jeffries did have a crush on Danger. I think that was the case at one point.
Hey, we'll have to wait a month before we find out.
Baby has like a Cerebro helmet. It could be Xavier.
Sure.
No,
Xavier, that's it. Like, Danger's his daughter, basically.
Yeah, it's. That's rough.
Yep.
You ready for the main course?
Yeah, I sure am. That's dessert at this point. It's freaking.
Okay, X-Men Red.
Oh my goodness.
Just top to bottom. Okay. Okay. Cable comes back.
Yes.
And we find out that, he did get taken out like a chump, but it was all part of a ruse. All part of an overall plan. Like, just like his daddy, coming out with secret plans.
And it, I feel vindicated because Professor Bill might watch this, probably not, but 2 weeks ago he bitched about Cable huge and saying like he's just a pawn.
I saw that.
They're betraying his character. He's just a pawn, and they don't know how to write Cable. And it's just the next fucking week he's fucking master plan with Manifold and
Thunderbird.
No, I really like how like Cable kind of brushes off Hope. He's like, I hope we don't have to see you here, Dad. Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, I was like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this and had all my favorite characters. The only thing we're gonna get disposed on this. The only thing I did not like is what they did to Vulcan. I'm like, they keep pushing him for SummerSlam. Like, I know it's coming because it's Al Ewing. I'm just like, gotta stop doing this to my boy. Like we just, like, you keep talking about he's not at his full potential. Like, when we're gonna get there? I know it's only issue 3, but we've been building for like to this for a long time now. this whole thing was just like about misdirection, but misdirection done right. And I love, like I said, I love every piece of this. I didn't even have to question the timeline. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like we already have the costume change. And by the way, if you're reading Black Panther, Storm is in her new costume. So now it makes me wonder. So did she just leave Araco to go help out T'Challa and then go back to Araco? And even worse, like now as promised, Thunderbird did come back, but he's in his new costume. So did he just come back like from what they did?
It's been a couple of days.
And he's in Warpath as Thunderbird. And so with Thunderbird was like, Cable was like, I thought you were like man, I thought you were being serious about that whole like aggro thing. Like, no, I was. Like, I am still mad at you. I was
like, no, but like my thing is like Thunderbird has no reason to be bad. Like he made Warpath a much more well-rounded character.
Yeah.
You fought him in your wars. You joined Vietnam. What are you talking about?
It is interesting because like kind of the same thing, like a little bit back, like he's giving me like Wolverine vibes back in X-Men Schism, where like you had the children go to war. I'm like, that's what they've been doing for the longest time. This is not anything new.
See, now I understand why he was killed, because if it would have been two Wolverines. You don't need two angry.
That is interesting. Like little side. That is interesting to think that like they just thought that, but like they were just too similar. Because now I'm wondering like what if Wolverine had died, and then like what if like Thunderbird had become like the Wolverine like figure. Like imagine how crazy that would have went if they said like, oh, he's too similar, but we're going to kill off Wolverine to like flesh out his character. That's such an interesting dynamic.
Something I like about Thunderbird is that it adds some complex dynamics to his character, that he is wrong. The fact that he skipped this last 20-30 years and now he's placing it and he's viewing all these events and he's taking it out on Xavier and Scott and Cable. Yeah. He is wrong to do that, but I like that he's wrong. I like that every character shouldn't be right. Every character shouldn't be noble and perfect and get everything right, Like
you made a good point though. I would say this, like this isn't trying to be like that. This might be the clickbait. Like, me, I don't like clickbait, but I mean this in the most serious way possible. In a lot of ways, Thunderbird is the X-Men's version of Captain America, because he came back to a timeline that he did not recognize.
Wow, I didn't even think about it like that.
You're right.
So it gives me more reason to not like him. He's arrogant. He's had his head.
So like I said, they have a lot going with Thunderbird. I'm just happy that Al Ewing is like using him. There has not been a character like under Al Ewing. There has not been a character that I have not like. Even characters I did not like under other people, just because of the character. Al Ewing knows how to write them. Right. I would say once again, the MVP, not once again, like for the first time, but you guys heard her before. The MVP of this comic is Sunspot. Hands down.
So we'll get to what also this one part with Xavier. They didn't give Xavier didn't do a lot, but like they cleared something up when after Warpath. Why I keep calling him Warpath?
I know. I do the same thing. Thunderbird. I know we got
Thunderbird.
Thunderpath.
There's this one scene where Hope says, "Ugh, was Proudster always a jackass?" I'm like, first of all, Hope, you need to shut up. You don't know nothing. All right, you need like grown folks to talk. But Xavier said he was always troubled. I never spy into his thoughts, of course, but after so long dead and the world moving on without him, like it really cleared up that Xavier doesn't read people's minds willy-nilly like Emma does. Like Emma will first meet you and know everything about you. Xavier he's kind of like this. I'm not gonna find. No, I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Yeah, because of that, he almost caused the extinction of his own race.
But he respects people's personal privacy.
It seems like Krakoa doesn't have any qualms against people doing that, so I fucking just do it. Everyone else is doing it, just do it. You wouldn't have looked like a damn fool and nearly caused the extinction of your race.
Oh, but that's the thing. But he would have to know that, unless you just. I mean, I'm fine with it because like, are you just saying that he should just read everyone's mind like every day, all time, because it could lead to the extinction of his race if he doesn't?
maybe not everyone, but particularly Moira, when Moira only ever let her see her mind twice, I believe. I believe once, and then a
twice.
second time to verify something. And so all that memory he only saw twice, and only glimpses of it. She kept so much away from him. So it's like,
She knew what
bitch,
to,
no, you don't
she
keep
knew
that
what to keep away
information
from him
secret.
though. She knew
Sorry,
what
what
to
was
keep, she knew what to keep under wraps.
Right.
'Cause, like, all right, here's Moira knew that Charles was Charles would trust her because they're friends, and you don't do that to a friend. And she told him something that that really kind of radicalized him, and she's like, okay, I'll tell him just enough,
Mhm.
just enough to get him, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell him everything.
No,
Right.
I get that, and that was her trying to control him. But I say Magneto and Apocalypse and Xavier should have kidnapped the bitch, tied her down, and mind stole everything from her.
I like that. Like just kidnap the bitch.
Seriously though, like
No, I love how you said it though. It's
like
just
fucking
Yeah.
9 lifetimes of
Chloroform
I
too.
think, you
information.
know what, that
Right.
might be the title.
Right? Let's chloroform the bitch. That we found the title. Thank
of
you.
this video. Like we went away for a bit, but I think we're back to making the titles as we go.
Right? Also, I love the big fight feel we had for this. For the fight.
It gave me so it was like I said before, it was Vegeta Frieza vibes. It was Dragon Ball Z level. Like
I am the son of summer. Like, all right, calm down.
the Prince of all Saiyans. I was only ready to put the Prince of all Saiyans. I was like, I am the Prince of all Shi'ar,
like,
and I never died.
Obviously, Vulcan can relearn that technique, but he probably forgot it because he's dead now, and so it's possible that his mind didn't get
is he dead
uploaded.
It looked like they crushed his skull.
Oh,
He never yielded. He never yielded, and so he had to. It's either yield or die, and so Tarn would have
Right.
killed him if he didn't yield.
I just like all these names. We
So
got Son of Summer, the Prince of Krakoa, the last Emperor of the Shi'ar, co-creator of our very world.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Like, what did he mean by that? Like, co-creator of the world.
Well, because I don't know, because he wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't know that one. I didn't get that one.
Was Vulcan involved in the process of creating Mars?
It's been so long. I don't know. I know Magneto was. I know
Iceman was.
Iceman was. I know Storm was. I'm not sure. Like, I know, and some Moroccans were too.
Vulcan might have. Yeah, Vulcan. I think with Hope. I think Hope made him more powerful or something, and then he like vulcanized the core of the planet or something.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah. I mean, like, I have no issue. I just didn't know what he was talking about. I thought it was like an old comic or something.
I like with Tarn, warding of the abyssal prisons, head of the vile schools, enemy of the Araka. What?
Yeah.
The
Enemy of the
like,
he got done dirty, man. My man Tarn got done dirty.
No, he did die. Tarn was talking shit.
I think that was fair. I think the only thing that I didn't like is that it wasn't like, I won't say it wasn't a fair fight, but it was just like, I just beat you. Who else wants some? And then Magneto's like, I want some. Like, it was like,
Not even Storm has to fight 2 people at once. Storm gets at least a break in between fights. Tarn, I think, welcomed the fight though. I think Tarn could have delayed it, but I think he chose to fight again.
Yeah.
So you saying Tarn needed a breather?
I don't think he needed the breather. I think, I think Magneto would have still won, but it would have been a far tougher fight.
No, actually, that's not true at all. Remember, because Magneto only won. It seems Magneto only won because Sunspot made it to where he won. So,
right, but I mean, like without that advantage, I still think Magneto would win, but he would come out looking like a mutant, an actual mutant.
Oh,
I was just curious because, like, yeah, we have to take that into account now, because I'm like, ooh, would Magneto have won? Because literally he used Bay's power, not Bay, who is it? Iska. Yeah. Iska's power against her, and she snapped his neck, which is interesting. So this is one of the few times like, wow, like the actual one, the cover, like the cover number 4 is a spoiler, but in the best way possible, because I had no idea it was a spoiler. Now I'm invested. I'm like, okay, how do we, like, now I know how we got here. So I'm like, what, God, like what's going on here?
It was great. And also this the data page. I love the data pages.
Yeah.
Tallow talking about Vulcan and how like he's kind of like the Roadrunner. Like we're starting to see the paint like disintegrate. I'm like,
That's my only gripe. Like you're building it up too much. Like don't if you build it up to you're gonna build it up to a point where like whatever it is, I'm not gonna care because like it wouldn't meet that expectation that you kept building up to.
I don't fully understand Iska's power because like I understand it's passive, but like she should still have to accept the bet.
Oh, no
Now
question.
you could walk up to Iska and be like, I bet the God beyond all doesn't live or whatever, and then he just dies. Like what?
No, he doesn't live. So he would live, wouldn't he? And then
Or
she says that
I bet the God that beyond all the Beyonder lives tomorrow, so he can't live tomorrow.
and then she says, I bet you he doesn't. And like that would be, and then she would win that way. I will say one thing though, because like I remember you were very clear on this and key on this. Wasn't she supposed to like change colors?
yeah. Well, yeah, she changed colors at the end of X of Swords. Yeah, that
No,
like,
she only changes when she can't win. She's her natural color right now. She's her birth color.
Right. But she should have changed, right? Because like it would have had to do something to where she would win. So I thought that would indicate that like I don't know. I just thought like that would indicate like that would show specifically. Oh no, like well I have to win now. So there'd be a color change.
right.
If they were fighting like Legion or something, and Magneto couldn't possibly win in any possible situation, she would have then turned a color to represent Legion because she can't lose. So even though the bet means Legion would have to die, Legion couldn't have died in that fight, and therefore it would have to be a bet where she couldn't have. I don't know. She would have to. I don't know. That's kind of how.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it gets like not
It's
arbitrary.
only
It's
when
very
she can't
abstract.
lose. You know.
Yeah.
It's like she retcons the universe into being like,
exactly. She
I
should.
was actually on that side the whole time. So even though I betted against myself, the bet is now non-void because I'm on the other side.
That would be interesting. If she places a bet against herself, that should exit out.
It would cancel. I really like how Al Ewing remembered something about Magneto's past that Leah Williams really kind of forgot because I've been reading.
I brought this up.
Why you got to throw her under the bus like that?
No. Just like, all right. Remember in Trial Magneto where Polaris said all these wives and daughters died because da 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 da. Like, okay, first of all, his first daughter was murdered and it wasn't his fault. The wife ran away. Technically, she killed herself. Like, hey, I'm just calling it what it is. And Scarlet Witch, that wasn't his fault either. So like he's like, I like how Al Ewing remembered that and show that like, yeah, people can say that he's arrogant, he's evil, but like he's a victim. He's still a victim.
Victims can be some of the worst villains, like some of like the best worst villains, because they will never, they might not ever believe that they're in the wrong because what happened to them.
His daughter died in a fire in a house.
He was a survivor of the Holocaust. Like we can do a lot of stuff about Magneto. Magneto has many reasons to be evil. That doesn't necessarily mean that he should be evil.
I don't think he's evil though. Like I just think like
he's done some like particularly under Grant Morrison. I will never forget. Like this should that's will always be canon to me. Never forget that Magneto under Grant Morrison too. Magneto lately had not soldiers. Lately had humans walking into a crematorium. I will never forget that. I will never forget that.
yeah, he did do that. Yeah.
I really wanted Anya to be a mutant.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anya or however you
I think that would just be too convenient though, because we just had North Star's child.
Yeah.
Be a mutant. So like, so what? It just so happens that everyone's kids end up being a mutant. And granted, I know they carry the mutant gene, but some parents or some mutants don't have mutant children. That was important too.
The child of an Omega level. I feel like Omega level, that's a very strong gene. Like I would say that's an inherent gene. You know, like that's a dominant gene when you're Omega level. That X gene is not the dominant. It's no longer maybe 50-50. It gets passed on.
I really like this whole thing with Sunspot talking to Magneto Magneto was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm like, I'm not. And Magneto was like, I don't believe you.
Well,
Sunspot.
I was let down because I thought Sunspot was gonna fight Vulcan.
Yeah.
I thought Vulcan was gonna beat Karn, and then Sunspot fights Vulcan. Sunspot then maybe loses, and Magneto shows up and defeats Vulcan. That's how I thought this was all
Well,
gonna
Sunspot
go.
still died, but just that's not the way you expected.
He got so he's dead now, so you can never say I never died. Now I'm not sure. Does he come back with all his flaws and stuff? You know, does he come back with all that still? Like
The
that
way
to me would make more
I know I
sense.
don't read the synopsis, but like I was just that invested. Like the way they wrote the synopsis seems like something's gonna happen. Once again, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said,
Yeah.
like I don't. Let me see. The synopsis might have even done something like it's gonna shake the Marvel universe. Like I don't care anymore. Like the comic was just that good. Like give me whatever you want to say. Even though I hate that tagline, it'll change the way you look at. Like nah, stop. Come on.
Also, like the way Magneto took out Tarn was
Mhm.
so ingenious, and he didn't even lift a finger.
And crushed
What
it
the
like
hell
freaking
was that?
Mortal Kombat, like yeah, like a Mortal
Fatality.
Kombat fatality. Like yeah.
I don't know why. It started with them not going to kill him though. Like in the beginning of the comic, Storm talking to Magneto, they say make him. They say something like make him yield, and then later Magneto says, "I'll do the dirty work" or something, and then
Yes, which means that would mean he was gonna kill him.
And Storm was like, "Hey man, do what you do." You.
Yeah, that's just because Storm has to keep this whole. They have to like once again limit her character by being like, oh well, Storm doesn't kill people, so she has to like delegate that to somebody else because we got to keep that part of her character consistent, even though we keep other things inconsistent like her powers.
Right. hey, it's not the first time she sent somebody else to do a hit for her. Just saying. Also, this whole exchange with Brand and Storm.
Yes.
She knows she's up. Storm knows that Brand's up to something, and it's so obvious. But I wonder does Storm know about Cable's little thing?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm trying to think. Is there any way it would be Cable? It was Cable, Thunderbird, and Manifold. So no, it would be great if Manifold joins. But actually no, that is weird because Manifold said that he was quitting everything. So I am curious why maybe that was just a ruse.
Maybe eventually they join up with the team after they out Brand.
Right.
it seems like Sword is over. You know, we're not going to get another
Yeah,
Sword.
I know. I'm
run
sad about
because
that.
Cora's leaving the team too. Manifold left. So it seems like
Frenzy's looking on her way out because she thinks that
Oh yeah.
dealing.
You know what? They could always port port over.
Oh yeah, I'm with that. Like, get rid of Brand, put Frenzy in charge. I
want more of the forming of the Brotherhood on the Iraqi Brotherhood. Like, it kind of seems like that's not really the key part of this comic.
It's a build-up. I think we don't have a full team yet.
They got like two Iraqis on the team.
But it seems like with Morocco, anything that the X-Men do, they have to do the opposite. It's opposite world. Like on Earth, the X-Men were the Brotherhood were the bad guys. On Morocco, they're the good guys.
Yeah.
they're the Avengers.
And the X-Men are the bad guys on the team.
Hey, I'm all for it.
I'm fine with it. Like I said, like call it what you want. This really is just like, call it what you want. This is just a fantastically well-written book. But then again, Sword was a well-written book. So it's following the litmus. It's following great. Like I said, Sword has always been consistent. Up there with X-Men. X-Men has not always been consistent. I know people still get upset with like Nightmare. I'm a little like the Nightmare issue. I'm always like I'm more for it than against it, but like there were some things that I wasn't necessarily like too keen on. Anytime it's a House of it was House of X, and what else? What was it?
Powers
of X. Like I'm for it. Like that's gonna be some keen writing.
Right. Also, I really like how Al Ewing, like, he's really taken all the plot points that Hickman had just kind of left behind, and he's continuing them in this book.
Right. It's
I like
it's
that.
giving me hope, but it seems like the only thing, because like they've already mentioned the Petra Sway thing. I'm like, come on now. Give me Storm T'Challa's child. Like I deserve. Give me it. Give it to me. That was supposed to happen.
No, she had an abortion.
Give it to me. Oh my God.
No, but this book, along with Wolverine, left me smiling. It put me in a really good mood. I was jazzed. I was like, I got excited.
I had to read it again. As soon as every because I'm normally late with reading this stuff. I'm sorry for that. But like when MJ talked about it, I'm like, no, I gotta read it. And they're like, dang, I gotta read it again. Like
no filler here. Oh,
Yeah, it was fantastic, and it gives me hope for the future of this issue. Because like usually, I'm people have a weird, I would say even a hate for the Iraqis. I think X of Swords left such a bad taste in so many people's mouths that it has made people have a really negative feeling to the Iraqis that I don't think is earned the hate that they get. But
I just think
regardless
for
of
a long
that,
time they're just a hard sell because they were just, no offense, they were just like a look, and that's about it.
yeah, that's mutant warriors though. Like there's nothing you shouldn't
we
not like.
don't really know anything about them.
Yeah, for me specifically, like the last time I actually cared about like Iraqis was literally when Fei Long, I think it's like I don't like it.
Yeah, Fei Long, yeah.
When Fei Long killed one, and then Sunfire was like, this is gonna start a huge mess, and like that was like, I was like, oh well, maybe they'll finally do something, and then that kind of went away. So I was like, well, and it's gone.
Like I think we need like some sort of limited series on them, like just to kind of give you an idea of who they are.
At this point, like an annual or something to like show the history, because they have it, because they keep talking about this grandiose history that we don't really see a lot of. It's like it's in bits and pieces.
I'm worried that we can't get too much lore dumps in one X-Men Red chapter. We gotta balance out the stuff that we like with like X-Men stuff in X-Men Red, and then add little bits of lore. Like I want to see more cultural differences. I want to see some Moroccan cities, but at the same time, we also need to stay with what we like and stay with the X-Men stuff, because a good chunk of people don't like the Iraqis. So to keep the Iraqis relevant and stuff, we have to just feed it a little bit at a time, and hopefully people's opinion on the Iraqis improves.
Well, that's the best thing about the Iraqis is like they can always just pick a new Iraqin to like be at a focal point, but they can't do that too much.
I like Cora. I'm all for Cora.
Or someone else becomes an Iraqin. Yep.
I mean, Storm looks like
that person becomes the focal point. Cough, cough, God. What?
Who? No, who? No, who would you pick to be an Iraqin?
Storm is an Iraqin.
Oh so is Magneto. He's on the council.
She's embracing their culture. She's being embraced by
I'm talking about like, I guess I gotta say like a natural born Iraqin, like an Iraqin that was there like from, and not from the beginning, but at least was there prior to Storm.
Cora.
Yeah. Cora,
Iska's I really like
Iska. I could see doing substantial change for the good of Iraqin, like helping repair their culture to what it was before Enid. Solemn.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a minute. Oh yeah, that is true.
He's kind of embracing like
Krakoa, though.
Well, he's in the halfway zone. It's where the Iraqis are allowed to go on Krakoa. It's like a halfway zone between Araco and Krakoa.
Running his orgy house.
He's running an orgy house. So he's kind of like he's embracing Krakoan sex culture while embracing Iraqin
Krakoan sex culture. Come on, man.
Yes, he's gonna be the Ron Jeremy of the freaking.
Oh God. Hey, right?
As long as he doesn't become the Bill Cosby of Araco.
I don't think he needs to. He's like Solomon's kind of like Prince, the perception of Prince. Like he'll just look at you like, I like him. What?
Like Minatoka.
Like, sir, I don't think that's an idea. No, but X-Men Red's really good.
Yeah.
Wolverine got better. Marauders is slipping. Like, and
as much as I want more Iraqis on the Brotherhood, you know who I really thought would be really good on the Brotherhood? Silver Samurai.
Yeah,
do something with him.
He's all about fighting, right? And so like have him set up his own little crucible on Morocco, earn some respect amongst the Iraqians.
That would be nice to see, because like, I mean, like the people we have now, like they're not like no names for the most part. At least like the Brotherhood people, like they're not known. Like Manifold, he's not a no name, but he's not like up there.
Yeah.
Clearly Al Ewing has a love of peepers or Mentallo. So
Hey,
you know,
hey, I love. Hey,
no, I'm just
this is
saying
great.
specifically.
Hey, remember with Peepers? Well, Fabian Cortez was trying to get like, "Hey, Magneto, let's be friends." And he's like, "Nah, I'm good." And he saw Peepers like, "What's up, I'm dude? I haven't seen you forever."
That I do miss Armor. I think Armor should be on there. I don't know where
Armor
she
is great. Like
Yeah.
but she's always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Well, yeah, that's a funny thing. And mind you, Armor is a creation of Josh Whedon. Had a very good, like, she was probably the best replacement, and I think in a lot of ways better than Kitty Pryde. Particularly, like, there's one panel I will always remember from the Josh Whedon run of X-Men. It's not actually X-Men, mind you. Like, go read it. It was when she was like complaining in Japanese about Wolverine, and Wolverine replied to her in Japanese, and that like surprised her because she didn't expect him to know that. And that was like just like that was just like a quick. Like a quick but very good litmus test of like Wolverine as a character. Like, he looks like a brute. You think that you think that you don't know anything about, like, so you think you know him just by a look, but he actually can be a distinguished character, and he has a history. And like that's such a great panel.
Most people would think of Wolverine as just a boomer, but you know, he's a technology expert. He spent decades in other countries.
He's a drunk.
Right.
Oh no!
So like that, just like that, like yeah. So that always just reminded me of that. So yeah, I think Armor should be on there, because like Armor wasn't like during that time, Armor became an X-Men, but then they just demoted her back to not being X-Men. And they actually, as a matter of fact, I forgot where it was. I don't know if it was. It might have been in this arc, not this like in this kind of like new run of X-Men, but I know somewhere recent, like within the last 10 years, like they've been like Armor has said it herself, like, I used to be an X-Men. Why are you treating me like that? Like, literally, I used to be on the team. Why are you treating me like this?
I like her little tagline is, "I'm never," like, after that whole Wolverine exchange, she's like, I'm never gonna make X-Men.
Yeah.
That's her
But yeah,
tagline. It's I hate that, but like, she deserves better. Like, do something with her.
Yeah, like I said, like under Al Ewing, I'm like, any character, like, there is a reason why he likes these characters and he used these characters. So there's a reason why everyone is in this book. There is no just random character just because, like, they have a purpose. They serve a purpose in the book, and I enjoy like that. It should be the standard.
Even Metallo is kind of growing on me.
Yeah.
He's a sneaky little weasel, but like,
yeah. Anyway, like I said, I was just so happy. Like, I'm happy. Like, there's just this. You keep saying I'm using the word happy, and that's just like. I was happy that Manifold wasn't gone. I'm happy. I'm very curious what he's gonna do with Thunderbird, because like that. Because like I like what they did with Thunderbird and his solo book. But now I'm like, okay, Thunderbird is here now. I'm like, let's see what we can do with it. Like, so much stuff. Like, the next issue cannot come fast enough. That's basically what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm right there with you. Like, next week we got X-Men, New Mutants. Knights of X.
Knights of X is getting better.
Is it?
It's always getting better. It never is just better. It never is just good.
The MacGuffins are getting lesser and lesser.
I just don't like how Teeny Howard writes her character. Her female characters are all good. The male characters are either foot soldiers of the female characters, or they're misogynistic villains. It just,
I don't know about that, because like Gambit is almost too noble. I would want Gambit to be more of a low life.
He has no real plot going on. He is a foot soldier.
I'm gonna ask. So, like, isn't how is
he's an honorable knight where he should be. I want Gambit to steal from almost every moment he can.
You want to make him a rogue, like in D&D, like.
Hey, what's with the D&D stuff, man? Now everybody likes D&D.
I think Gambit should have a trait where he thinks that if he wants something, he takes it. It doesn't matter who it's from, and people should know that about him. And so he should, if he sees something, anything he likes, he should just.
Is Richter on that book still?
Yeah.
Like, how's Richter? And I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask Mika first, and I'm gonna ask MJ. So is Richter similar to, like, is he just like a foot soldier?
Basically, I mean, like
Right.
and like all the time they just have him like making goo goo eyes with Shatterstar. I'm like, wow. So his main trait is he's in a relationship.
Well, I mean, they did that last time. Well, not they. It wasn't like that's not the person that wrote it, but that kind of was Dawkins' character in X Factor.
That's true too. That's true.
Now, MJ, so what do you so what do you think about Richter and like and how he's being treated in the book or being portrayed?
As the supposed heir to Apocalypse, he shouldn't be a foot soldier, but he has accepted. Fuck, what's her name?
Choose your words
Captain Britain.
wisely.
She's accepted Captain Britain as his leader, which she doesn't have that much experience. So it's a little weird that you're just everyone's so willing to have Captain Britain be their leader. It's like
Maybe it's just because of like what she did during sort like 10 sort of X of Swords.
Yeah, but she disappeared.
I know, but
she's no Scott Summers. She's no Captain America. She's no Storm. I don't feel like she has battle experience.
Whatever happened to Avalon?
Oh,
gone.
Avalon has been taken over by you mean Brian Braddock?
Yeah.
I think he's there, but they didn't show him. But my thing, when Knights of X, the last issue, they made a continuity error. Like they said that Betsy Braddock led the X-Men through the Siege Perilous. And it's like, no, Storm was leader then. What are you talking about? Like, no, like Betsy has never led the X-Men ever. X-Force, yes.
Yeah, I was X-Force.
Who hasn't led X-Force? Well,
you might be right, and they might be talking about something that happened a long time ago. But I thought they were talking about.
I thought the Siege Perilous they went through in issue 1 of Knights of X. I thought I thought they were explaining how they teleported around. There's so much of weird that like I feel like Teeny Howard needs a better editor. I feel like Leah Williams I'm lessening my stance on Leah Williams. She needed a better editor. She wasn't ready to do Trial of Magneto. X-Terminators, I'm like, it seems like she's trying to make a Grindhouse Girls Night.
That'd be fine. I mean, what Grindhouse was a girls' night, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just like
you're talking about. Are you talking about Death Proof, right? Because like
Death Proof.
That whole Harley was a girls' night movie.
That just like I don't think she knows the X-Men characters. I think she has her perception, and I'm a little like tainted on her because she said Chris Claremont is a racist.
Oh, geez. Okay, I don't know if she said that.
Yeah, she said it in a tweet.
I'll check. I'll have to look at. I have to look that up. Okay. I wonder what her contact was for that. What was I gonna say? God, who else was it? Let's see. It's interesting that you say like so for her specifically like those characters like she might not know, but at the same time it's interesting because like that might in itself not be a bad thing because once again we technically don't know Thunderbird. Like this is kind of a way to rewrite him because he's been dead for so long. So like whatever you kind of give him, it's kind of like, yeah, maybe that was his character because he's just been gone for so 47 years, I believe.
40
gone.
Yeah.
Like
man, how many presidents has he missed?
He would have like so basically because of Trump, it would have been one. It would have been one less, but because Trump was a horrible president, like it was one. It would have been it's one more. So I'm trying to see if he died in what 1975.
Yeah.
So
he made, let me check. Reagan, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump.
Yeah. You gotta remember though, the Marvel timeline is a bit of a sliding scale.
Oh, so like, even okay, you know what? You say that
died in 75. I would say in the retcon universe, he died in 95.
Yeah, so you say that specifically, but let's see, you might not have read it, but in like the most recent issue of Captain America, Captain America himself said that he would be 104, and I believe we're using like current. If we're using current if we're using current timeline or current like day, like 2022, that means that he was like at least 18 at the time. And maybe just maybe if he had like, because like America came into World War II in like 1941, then he would have been about 20 or 21 at the time, which it kind of sinks. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Just, hey, I'm excited. I'm excited for X-Men Red.
Yeah.
Wolverine. Got New Mutants coming out next. Oh God. Hey, it's like we get 2 weeks of bad books, 1 week of good books, and then 2 more weeks of bad books. Maybe
it'll be good. Like maybe New Mutants will be good. Well, no, because we're doing that whole fairy tale thing, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, the fairy tale thing should be, if anything, it should be a Knights of X.
You would think so. And I don't understand how they lost. Like Knights of, how they cut off. There's a bunch of teleporters. Like Manifold can literally go anywhere in the universe. Isn't Avalon in the universe?
No, Otherworld's not in the universe. It's a bit vague. They've made it clear that there was only 2 ways, and then the external gate was destroyed. So the only way is the lighthouse, and now the lighthouse is occupied by Merlin. So there is no way back and forth. Besides supposedly a magic book that Roma has that sent her back and then allowed her to bring a whole team back to Otherworld. So it's like, you're right. If you have a magic book that lets that happen, surely there's other magic, if not other teleporters or something. But
right.
Yeah. My biggest gripe isn't necessarily that they're blocking off connection. It's just that they're losing the war.
Yeah,
Merlin didn't seem that powerful. It's just kind of like, why did everyone serve him? The vampires were good guys. Why are they fighting alongside of Merlin? They're on one of the good teams. I don't know.
Prediction: Apocalypse and his family will make an appearance in Knights of X.
Ameth is not in Otherworld. I've watched a lot of reviews on X and Knights, and people keep forgetting that Ameth is not in Otherworld. Ameth is like Earth and is connected to Otherworld, or a part of Otherworld, like Earth is connected to it. Like Earth is connected to Avalon, Ameth is connected to Dryador.
Right. But like, can Ameth get to Otherworld? Like their gate wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, there should be a lighthouse in Dryador type place that connects Dryador and Ameth. So yeah, you should be able to travel through Ameth, through Dryador into Ameth. For sure. So if they need backup and they can't get to Earth, they could potentially get to Ameth.
I'm all for it. I want to see Apocalypse, Will, and Jessica showing up in a polo shirt, like, hey everybody, what's going on? Like,
that's such a big plot. Bring Apocalypse back. That means you got to bring Genesis back, and that means you got to bring Annihilation back.
Hey, Knights of X, they need them. They are losing badly.
I still know what to do with Annihilation and all those demon hordes. I felt like there's something you could do with those demon hordes. Send Brood and his hordes after those demon hordes. You didn't need Apocalypse devoting his eternal life to controlling those demon hordes.
You saying demon hordes? I'm hearing demon whores. Him and his demon whores. Where are my demon whores?
And they could be the same thing. They don't. They're like that. That's not mutually exclusive.
Like
the school of Vile creates demon hordes.
Like we don't know their lives.
Or lives matter. God. But anyway.
What is this? Oh my God. Let's just kidnap the bitch. I love that. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Oh. But yeah. So we got like 4 books next week. Probably like at least on averages, at least one of them should be good.
On average, yeah. If you just throw out a bunch of books at once, yeah, well, on average, one of them should be good.
Yeah, it's just rough. But have you guys seen The Boys yet?
I have. I have not watched all of it. I think I'm on episode 2. I haven't finished. I finished episode 2. I'm going to episode 3.
Oh,
I have seen that Jason Ackles is in it.
Yes, good. I like him.
He's Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
I guess guess who he's supposed to be based off of? Soldier Boy.
It could be two people. It could be two people.
It could be no. It actually is Soldier Boy, like the rapper. That's who he's based off of, like the hero of a generation. Like
no, oh man, but that first episode though with the Ant-Man parody.
Yeah.
Just come on, man.
That's just their
gimmick.
That's just their gimmick. They're just like, we're gonna be as obscene and raunchy as we can. Oops, excuse me about that.
That's rough. Like, I saw the last one last night. It's getting better. It's picking up, and I ain't gonna tell. Like, I have a feeling I know what the next episode's gonna be.
How was that? There's always I think like specifically as long as you kind of have some interest in it, like then you're doing good with the show.
Yeah.
Same thing with like some books. Granted, sometimes I will literally watch a show or I will literally reread a book because I just want to say crash and burn. By the way, speaking of crashing and burning, it's been years now, so I guess we're just not going to get it, but I will never not stop talking about it. Where is my All New Warriors book? Like where is that book?
I don't know.
I thought they would, as much as I would never read their comic, I like expanding the world, even having ridiculous teams. That just makes sense to me. You're gonna have ridiculous teams.
Yeah, they could have played in, like, it's Kibblesmith. Like he could have played into it and been like, oh wow, we thought this was a good idea, but it turned out it's not, and then it just could have been meta.
Especially in a world where a scientist in his lab can turn himself into a superhero. And that is like a 10% chance that a scientist in a lab will turn himself into a superhero. You're going to have ridiculous teams of people.
I'm surprised Damage Control is not a sitcom.
I think they are making some kind of show about damage control soon.
Oh, Miss Marvel.
I have not seen Miss Marvel. I need to. I haven't seen it.
I'll see it soon. I'm going to watch that real soon here.
All right, no spoilers, but is the female version of Quail Man.
Okay, that's not bad at all. I like Quail. I mean, well, you mean Doug.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Quail Man didn't have his own show. But...
no. She's a female Doug Funny, and I love it.
I love the revisionist history. It turns out Quail Man was the real. Quail Man was about superhero trying to live like a regular lifestyle. That's what the show was about.
Hey, I get it.
Did you guys hear about Daredevil returning for another season?
Yes, I am.
I'm all for it. I just don't want them to reboot it.
It has to be a reboot, but they're not saying a reboot. They're saying season 4.
We got the multiverse now. They can wholeheartedly just say like, hey, that was a different Earth. Like this is like this Earth specifically. Like this is like the real one. That
wouldn't be a season 4 then. That wouldn't be a season 4. That'd be
it would be season 4 because they could still say no. That old like some things were similar, and here's how they weren't. Like that. Like
it's insulting to your intelligence. Why not just incorporate the Netflix stuff into the Marvel stuff?
No, to be season 4, you'd have to be a continuation of season 3. So unless season 4 starts. And then they blow up the universe, and the universe resets, and there's a few differences, but it has to have continuous of continuity. So either someone destroyed the universe and it gets rebuilt in episode 2 or whatever, but there has to be continuation of continuity.
Well, we can do okay. Well, I guess my question then is like, is it really a continuation if we literally have like the first 10 seconds of it, and then it's like we blow up that universe, and then we just like switch to like another one? Is that still like a continuation? Because like literally that universe is gone now, and we're just like, whoop.
Well, 616 universe has been destroyed, but it's always been rebuilt.
Right. It was never destroyed. Okay, dude just made his own mixtape.
Yeah. Earth 616 is like, I have never died. Like,
oh man.
Oh man, I'm kind of mad now. You know what? I'm actually going to say that Hickman and Ewing copy Black Panther, because remember, like that was the rules. You either die or you yield. It's like, I did not yield, and as you can see, I have not. I'm like, you know what? I got something.
But you're not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Now I am. Okay. Oh man, it's just this is all this we're just about to enter Eternals versus Avengers versus X-Men. That's gonna be weird. Just
That I will at least read. I was reading Thor, and Thor's not involving Hulk or something. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to.
Oh, I
I,
thought
I
like
might I
Thor.
might drop Thor at this point. I don't know.
Oh no, Thor's like fighting. Apparently, Thor was fighting Hulk, and like Hulk became worthy because he's like
Oh.
lifting Mjolnir in the Hulk book.
does he need the hammer though? I mean,
Does
like,
he need anything?
she's like, what is this? What is it? Like, is this a toy?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. It's not even. It's even. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, at least this Eternal thing. I've always thought that mutant kind should be connected to the Eternals. They are deviant, descended from deviants, but
The whole thing with the Eternals, they have nothing for them to do. So they're like, yeah, just put it with the X-Men.
No, they're just waiting till they literally are just waiting like that. They're literally just waiting until they can do stuff with the X-Men. They're just like turning their wheels, like do until the book comes.
Oh,
I like the idea that there's a faction of Eternals that they've lost purpose, and so they're like, what is our purpose? Kill deviants. There's no deviants. Well, we have something that's deviant adjacent.
look, come on.
New purpose.
Oh god,
Yeah.
this is bad. Oh, do you guys hear about Wonder Man?
Wonder Man, no.
Oh yeah, apparently they announced that they're developing a Wonder Man series.
Okay, there has been no setup for that. I wonder how they're gonna do that.
Is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder
Wonder
Man is
Man?
kind of like, I'm trying to think. It's like for all you Digimon fans out there, and I'll make a better reference, but that's the first person that popped into my head. For all you Digimon fans out there, Wonder Man is like the Leomon of Digimon because he keeps dying, but he keeps coming back.
Yeah, that's
Who's he connected to?
He's connected to the Avengers. He actually he actually has a relationship with Scarlet Witch, but who hasn't?
Didn't Vision kill him?
Vision, yes. So Vision killed him, but then they put his conscience into Vision. So it's kind of like he was Vision, but he wasn't. And then Vision kind of got his own consciousness. It's like it's Scarlet Witch, so you know it's going to be complicated
for no reason.
Unironically, I would say his best portrayal was in, and I'll say it again, Uncanny Avengers Volume 2.
Yeah.
So I'm down for anything, but man, we need fucking mutants already. Jeez.
Well, okay, like a little spoiler, but like I'm not just gonna say it. Like, we have gotten mutants. Mutants have been confirmed in the MCU. Like that's all I'm gonna say. We have gotten mutants now. Yeah. Like that is no longer a thing. Like that's like we have them. We just gotta wait for the rest of them to show up. Because
it's like, come on, man. Like it's like all these other Marvel superheroes, She-Hulk, Wonder Man. Like I was like, okay, yeah. Like let's get to the mutants. Let's get to the meat. I want to see how they react to the. Like I think they're still trying to figure out how they're gonna make the mutants feared and hated.
Oh, make them hated? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It could just be a universe where, like, literally, like, dang it, I don't want to. I think they kind of set it up, but I don't want to say anything because people haven't watched the movie. They've done some stuff that's a little bit of New Avengers, and I mean like under Hickman, and they've done a little bit of like, and they've already set up some stuff to show maybe, just maybe, there's a way to be like, well, we came from a world that was just us and they hated us. Let's see how this world is.
Oh, in Multiverse and Matt in Multiverse.
Yeah, but that's how.
Oh, right.
How they can make them hated in this world though? If they're connected to Thanos somehow.
I think unfortunately,
Thanos
like
is hated across the galaxy. So if you somehow connect him to Thanos, everyone would hate you.
Thanos is a mutant, but not the same way as they are.
Well, he's an Eternal, and we don't know if
but he is a mutant too. Like he was in the reason he's purple was because it was a mutation.
But that hasn't been established in the MCU yet.
Right. Well, I mean,
All
that's
we
dead
know,
now. So
it first was established that he's an alien, and now they're kind of retconning him to be Eternal in the MCU.
all right.
And
So I'll do
now they
this.
could be
Yeah.
retconning him to be the mutant Eternal.
Well,
which
to be
would
let me be
like
fair.
why
Let me be fair.
everyone
That's
in the
actually
galaxy would
that's
hate
actually to be fair. That's actually not true. They just said that he was like related to Eros. And now Eros is an Eternal, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that he is
Oh yeah, different. They could have different parents.
parents. Yeah.
Hey,
We don't know how he was ever like he could be brother by like marriage or like he
Well,
just sees him as a brother.
The Eternals are like robots, though. They're created.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they
They
live a
have
long
parents.
time. Like, cause like I would like it's almost like saying like Kingu, I think it's his name. Yeah, like Kingo, like he's the brother of Thor, as in like they fought alongside each other for so long that he sees him as a brother.
right. No, but like now I kind of want to see how Eros and Thanos were growing up.
Yeah, that would be. I know, right? We
That'd
want
be
that. I
really-
want that special. Like, yeah, when did it go? So like, when did it go all wrong? Like,
Yeah, no, like I don't think they're brothers. I don't actually think Eros and Thanos are brothers. I think they're just the two surviving members of their squad. Similar to the Eternals sent to Earth, they're a squad. They were a squad of what, 8, 9, whatever, fucking however big, and Thanos and Eros are the only two survivors of their squad.
like humanity, like, you know, you're my brother, like we were my brother in arms, like
I would say that Cersei considers small girl to be her sister, right?
oh yeah, I talking about what's her name? God, I forgot their names already.
Sprite?
Yeah.
I was just guessing.
Yeah, I know. Like it was some obscure stuff because it's not Athena, it's Thena. I'm like, come on, God, just keep it. Like, just
Keep it, gee, come on, bro.
I will
I
say it's
hate it
interesting.
here.
I will say it's interesting because it seems like none of the Eternals got blipped, and I'm like, huh, I wonder why that is. Because I guess they're not living.
Or they're robots. It's just because they're robots.
Yeah, because they're is it because they're robots? Because I'm like, does that mean Vision would have died?
I mean, well, no, well, Vision was murdered.
Yeah, no, I mean, like if that hadn't happened, does that mean he would have been alive?
Yeah, I think so. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it explains why Nebula. Wait, no, Nebula.
Nebula's part robot.
Right. I had to remember that.
No, that would be interesting. No, that would be interesting. They go like, oh, the reason why you didn't get blipped is because you have so many robot parts. Like that would be some nice. That would be some nice humorous. Oh, what if? Oh, hang on, wait. What if
robots have souls though in the
Huh?
MCU? Robots have souls in the MCU.
Yeah, but not. But that might just mean that you don't need a soul to be alive. That might just mean like to be considered like a living thing.
They do have souls. The robots have souls because they go to hell, or they go to the time bureau. When you die, you go to the time bureau to be deleted from time or whatever, and robots go to the time agency and they get deleted in that.
Oh yeah, well they die. No, they get deleted just because of robots. I remember. Yeah, that's what it was.
They get sent there, which would imply that they have souls.
No, well, that would mean that no, hang on, no, that doesn't because that means because remember, like that stick just sends you to that place. So or like they capture you. So that might mean that when like if Eternals die or they do something that they're not supposed to do, like they get taken by the TVA and then they walk through the that little.
Oh yeah,
then they get melted.
The metal detector.
The stick thing sends you to end of time. When you die a natural death, you get sent to like Hades, where you sent into a big line where you stand in line until you're given a number, and then that number, you then blah 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 blah. And if you're a robot, you're melted. You're melted immediately.
So Eternals are. No, so Eternals are robots. So they would just get melted.
So Captain Marvel counts as a. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was gonna make a joke. Wait, maybe that's why War Machine didn't get blipped because he was like because his legs are part robot, so that's why he didn't get blipped. It would have been even funnier if only half of him got blipped, like the top half got blipped and then the bottom half was just his leg.
Or but then Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's a good point. Do you know what? That's a good point. They should, you're right. That his arm should have stayed there. Good point. I can't even get that.
That's wild, man. Like Marvel, hire us.
Yes, Marvel.
We'll untangle that. we'll untangle that knot. Those plot holes.
No,
We'll fill them up.
no, there's no. Hold on one second. Sorry.
It's gonna be a crazy summer. It's gonna be a crazy summer.
I think robots would have blipped. I think half the robot population of the universe blipped.
Yeah. I mean, well, Vision, he was murdered. Okay, so
Had he not been murdered, he would have had a 50-50 chance of being blipped or not.
Sorry, I have guests over, so some people were trying to use my bathroom. Anyway.
Oh yeah, no problem.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, Vision was murdered, so we'll never have that. Ultron might actually be. Ultron would have wholeheartedly been like alive.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Well, I like I said, I think it'd been a 50-50 for all robots. I think all robots, all artificial intelligence would have gone through a 50-50 chance of surviving the blip, like everything else.
It would make a lot of sense.
Who else?
Marvel
We got? 'Cause, like, we don't
Marvel
actually
could-
have a
Well,
lot of-
actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because Ultron, the idea of Ultron was that he was going to defeat Thanos. And how are you going to defeat Thanos? By creating a robotic empire.
No,
that
but I
Thanos
mean,
can't
no, we
blip
saw
away.
what if he was just gonna use. He was just gonna use the Vision's like overpowered like I-beam. I mean, overpowered like beam and just cut him in half. Like I saw what if like that was.
That was an entire plan.
It was such nonsense.
I know, just instantly just. I was like, huh. You know, honestly, why did he do that? Like,
They didn't need to kill Ultron then. They could have just like.
So there's one spoiler I would like from Doctor Strange. That's not what if Doctor Strange, right?
Oh no, it's not.
Okay, good. So
We
what if
thought
is
it
not
was, but it's
canon?
not.
That's
was
yeah,
kind of
what
I
if
was.
though.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
as
that's
long
like,
as what if is not canon, my life is happy.
It kind of is.
Shut up.
It comes
No.
out next week. Everybody will see it.
What?
It kind of is because of another aspect, but no. All right, spoiler, but no, I'm kidding. It didn't happen. And then out of nowhere, I was so surprised. I stood and applauded. John Boyega came out as Star-Lord T'Challa, and I was like, "Oh my God, yes!" But then, like, no, that didn't happen. It would have been great.
Just it's getting good. It's like, oh, okay. Hey, we gotta let.
Right. Basically,
Okay.
I've been. Let's see. It's been not a dry spell, but it's been kind of lackluster for a while. But X-Men Red #3 has reinvigorated me. I'm like, give me my next book for X-Men. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
Al Ewing, he's on my top tier of like. He has not missed. Like he has not slipped. Him
Yeah.
and Gillian, they're doing really well. I also put Dugan in there because you could tell like all his plot lines are starting to pay off now. Especially with the previews for next week's X-Men, and we get Cyclops just basically just Chris Browning Mr. Sinister.
Oh jeez.
He's like, you know what I miss? You know what I miss doing? Beating up Sinister. I'm like,
That's really dangerous, though. Like, you'll create a timeline where Cyclops was always a woman. You know?
oh no, the other way around. Other way around.
I like how this horrible reference that you've done is so ambiguous that we don't exactly know what you meant. That wholeheartedly should not be a verb, like, or an adverb, and you just.
I just took it there. I'm like Kane the Conqueror. I live all events at the same time.
Speaking of which, I can't wait for them to they are supposed to be coming into the MC. Well, they already are. Like they are supposed to be coming like a major threat soon. I can't wait for him to randomly show up in like new books. I can't wait for the Kane the Conqueror arc where where everybody and their mother's gonna fight him. Turns out the New Mutants have to fight Kane the Conqueror, like or something.
Yeah. Knights of X have to fight King of the Conqueror.
Yeah, Knights of X have to fight King the Conqueror.
It turns out King the Conqueror it hates mutant kind and robot kind. You know,
It turns out King and Conqueror is a deviant.
Oh God,
he's the future husband of Moira.
Oh God, that's crazy.
That's how. So that's why Moira keeps having lives, is because he allows it.
He's like, come on, baby. I just like I'll give you redos and redos.
Speaking of redos, like I'm just gonna so this is just completely non like this is completely not related to X-Men, but I still want to talk about it.
Sure.
Jon Snow's getting a sequel in Game of Thrones. I was like, huh.
They're developing it now. They will now once they create a pilot, they will then decide if they want to film the pilot, and then once they film the pilot, they'll decide if they want to do a full season.
Right.
Hey,
So I'm like, what are we gonna?
Hey, we all know. Hey, we all know that like with HBO, they want the money. Like,
well, actually, you know, let me be fair because I gotta be clever. Like in both here and in my profession. Like this is actually related to X-Men because maybe like the Black Knight becomes part of like maybe the Black Knight becomes like a Knight of X, and then boom, we got like there we go.
Yeah.
Because Kit Harington is supposed to be the Black Knight.
How is he a Black Knight and he's white?
No, it's a title.
I know.
We all know the original freaking Irish were black. Therefore, the original Knights of the Round Table were black.
What?
I try to think of something for that, like the original.
Did we all know that? I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
This is news.
The Pygmies of Ireland were black. You didn't know that?
No, not the Pygmies. The Pygmies.
No,
not the Pygmies.
That is worse. The Pygmies. No, like terrible.
Yeah,
Just terrible.
We're gonna get canceled. I was so looking forward to reading those minute-long commercials for Raid Shadow Legends and Squarespace, but now we've lost it.
Yep, we lost all our endorsements.
I know.
Okay, all right. MJ Sterling Silver, I'm 1407. Stay out of our house, okay? We'll see you soon.
Yep, see you.